Good morning, everybody. How are you doing this morning? I thought all last night and all of this morning that today was actually Wednesday. Can you believe it? I actually thought it was Wednesday. Do you guys ever do that? So the week, I guess, is going pretty fast. And then I had to remember that I did not do the show on Monday because I just wasn't ready to come back. And I was like, I thought it was Wednesday, but it's actually Thursday. So good morning, everybody. How are you? Oh, let me double check. Andy asked me, can you check the microphone? Andy is it is, I'm right, Andy? It's on.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. There's one thing that I do want to do, though. This is a little bit unorthodox, but I'm going to give me 2 seconds because I have my overhead lights on. I want to turn them off. Stand by for news. Stand by for news. All righty. It probably does not make a difference to you, but it makes a difference to me. And it used to happen. It does make a difference. Can you guys tell? So that used to happen to me also at CNN when I did the little box studio during COVID. Oftentimes, like the cleaning people would come in and then they would leave the overhead lights on, and someone would say, "Don, what is going on? There's a big light beaming on the top of your head." And they'd say, "Do they have the studio lights on? The room light, the overhead lights?" And I would say, yes. Your second button is open. Well, look, thank you, Miss Cat. But that is because my huge pecs are popping out like Superman. No, that's because I forgot. Hi, everybody. How are you? Welcome to this Thursday morning. I'm so glad that you're here with me. I really appreciate it that you're here. Today is a good day. Let's be honest. And I will take whatever there's a good day. Well, this moment is a good moment, and we'll see how the rest of the day pans out. But today is a good day. I have to tell you, I'm just going to talk to you guys for a minute. I have to tell you that I had a really good session with my therapist yesterday after the show. It was really, really, really great. He stayed on a little bit longer with me because he, it was the first time that we talked about what happened. By the way, I'm drinking my 120 Life, which I'll tell you about in a second. I actually do love it. One of the sponsors of the show. But we had a really great session. And he also gave me some tools, like a little sort of workbook that I can go in online and jot down my thoughts and whatever. Since Don's bringing sexy back. Okay, what do you guys think? Should I bring sexy back? Look at my little taco. I should let it grow. I trim it so it's longer, but it's trimmed. Should I let the chest hair grow? What should I do? Anyway, I had a really great session with my therapist, and I think that all of you, if you don't have therapy, if you don't get therapy, I would suggest that you do. Remember, BetterHelp is one of our sponsors as well, and I wholeheartedly believe in them. And it's so funny that after I was on the street just as I was finishing my therapy session and walking the dogs, and there's a guy who lives down the street from me. He heard me on the phone with my therapist, and I actually think it was kind of weird. I think he might have been flirting with me. It was weird. He goes, "I wish I was your therapist." And I was like, okay. And he gave me his card, and he said, "No, my office is right down the street." So I don't know if he was flirting or if he really wants me to be one of his patients, but I have a very good therapist. And here's the thing too. I want to take mental health, the stigma off of mental health. I've been saying that all the time. And so I have no compunction about anything about talking about therapy, about, anything, any of that. I think it's normal and it's great. So where was I going with this? I can't remember. So anyway, I'm going to set my mom up. I told her I was going to set her up with BetterHelp so that she could start talking to someone. She has people in her, insurance thing and in her plan or whatever you call it. What do you call it? Not in your plan. What do you call that thing when you're either out of something or you're in something? Out of network. But she has folks. But I said, I want you to try BetterHelp and just to see. So I'm going to set my mom up with it. But the thing is that I like being able to talk to my therapist at any time. I can just dial in. We do it over a Zoom type network, which is completely confidential and secure. And it is just so great for me. I don't know how you guys feel about it. but it's just really great. Good morning from Alexandria, Louisiana. Kaylee, good morning to you. So glad that you're here. It is May 15th, 2025, a Thursday. Don Lemon thought it was Wednesday the entire evening, yesterday, and this morning, until I was informed and I looked at my schedule and I said, today is Thursday? Crazy. So anyway, get some help. We'll talk about BetterHelp later, which is a sponsor. This is crazy. I kind of did the whole sponsor thing. It's crazy because I did that. I did 120 Life. I'm doing it now. I had therapy yesterday. We had some of the Alaskan fish, and it's great. So we had wild Alaskan fish last night, delicious. And then we also, after that, right after the show, we had it. And then we went to a thing, and then afterwards we went and had like some sushi in this new little restaurant by the house. This is very cool. You guys have heard of Wegmans supermarkets? Okay, let me know if you've heard of Wegmans. I love the Wegmans supermarket near my house. Is like the best thing. They need to be a sponsor because I shop there all the time. All of my money goes to Wegmans. But they opened up this little restaurant in the Wegmans called Next Door. And we've been wanting to try it. So we went to Wegmans after we went to, oh man, where's the book? Jonathan Capehart. Do you guys know Jonathan Capehart from MSNBC and I think PBS? Jonathan has a new book out and he is a dear friend. And he had been texting and emailing me last week and he's like, why aren't you responding? I don't know what's going on. I'm worried about you. And I said, Jonathan, I'm in Louisiana. My sister died. And then he's like, oh, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 blah. But he wanted me to come to his book party or launch or whatever last night. And I ended up going for a little bit. I don't like to go out right now because it's just a lot of people, too much to think about. People are like, I'm sorry. And it's great. But every time they say it, it just sort of reminds me of stuff. So anyway, we had a little wild Alaskan right after the show, went to Jonathan's thing, and then afterwards went to the supermarket and we saw that the Next Door restaurant was open. And so we went to have some sushi there. And so I had a lot of fish. So that wild Alaskan, and then also Beam. I came home and I went to sleep. I used Beam. Crazy stuff. Okay. Wegmans is expensive. Wegmans, Empress evolving, maybe not crazy. It's better than Whole Foods, at least pricing. I'm just saying Whole Foods, I'd like you to be a sponsor too, because I love that, sustainability and all that stuff. But the Wegmans by my house is not crazy. I like Wegmans. Yeah. Don is in cloud nine with Beam. I do. I love it because I go to sleep and I wake up and guess what? I wake up and I'm not foggy. Yeah, Wild Alaskan is great. Thank you, Crystal P. If you guys are using any of these products, I'm telling you, I will never steer you wrong. If there's a sponsor on this show, I believe in it. I use it and or believe in it. So let's get to the business of the show, okay? And tell me what you did last night. Tell me what you'd like me to talk about. Tell me what's on your mind. Tell me if you like I have got a little flat top now. I have to pack it down, but my old school haircut that I used to have in the 90s, kind of high top fade, I got it. Got it back. My barber's like, we're bringing it back. And my barber is not far from my house either, by the way. If you guys have ever been to New York, have you ever been to the Astor Place Barbershop? I've been going to the Astor Place Barbershop since the late 80s or early 90s. Yeah, early 90s at least. And one of three of the same people have been cutting my hair since then. And one of them, well, the other two are gone. This is great, and then the one that does my hair now is Speedy. He's a really good guy. Anyway, so they have like this documentary coming out and they want me to be a part of the documentary because I've been going in there so long. Alec Baldwin goes there a lot. Everybody, Marky Mark goes there. Everybody goes to Astor Place. It used to be bigger, like it used to be huge and everybody went to it. But now it seems like it's a corner barbershop like 7-Elevens that pop up everywhere. Okay, here we go. So we have been covering what's happening with the Diddy trial, right? So we'll have an update on that if there's anything. I think testimony is going to start in a second. We've been covering that. We've been covering this madness that has been happening at the White House, right? With the plane and all of those things. A lot of it is a distraction. Much of it is a distraction. Quite frankly, most of it is a distraction. And so as we are covering these things, or we're talking about some of these things they can be distractions and important as well. They can be important elements to distractions. Okay, you can report on that. But behind the scenes, y'all, can we talk behind the scenes? Do you guys have you seen these hearings that have been happening in Washington? Like, they are off the chain. The Democrats are not holding back. The MAGA folks are lying and spinning and ducking and dodging and not answering any questions. It's crazy. Have you guys been seeing these? Marjorie Taylor Greene has lost her damn mind. Kristi Noem does not know how to answer a question. Kristi Noem has no answer. Kristi Noem should not be in the position that she's in now. I don't know if the mainstream media is telling you that, but Kristi Noem is not qualified to do what she's doing. And every answer is the president wants this, the president wants that, and he's going to do it, whatever. Okay, okay, fine. But are you complying with the law? Are you actually getting anything accomplished? Has there been due process? Those hearings are bonkers. You guys are right. I mean, crazy. And by the way, we're going to get to these hearings. I'm going to show you. I like receipts. You guys know that. Okay, so I'm going to show you what's happening with these hearings. But here's what a favor I need you to do, all right? Because this has been down. I got to tell you, you guys are not listening. You got to hit the thumbs up. You got to hit the likes, and you got to hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, because that's what keeps us on the air. And the memberships, that keeps us on the air. It keeps us streaming. It is important to support independent media in these crazy times, and I'm going to show you why. I show you why every single day. Every single day, I show you why you need to support independent media. And so, guys, please like, thumbs up, subscribe, okay, and become a member. Our memberships are extremely, extremely, extremely reasonable, lower than most people who have much fewer subscribers than we do, and members than we do. And so we give you a lot of content for that. I'm just telling you, we drop content at least 4 times a day or so. That's a lot of stuff, sometimes more, right? Memberships are under $3. A coffee costs more. People pay that for their coffee every single day. I think, should I raise the prices? Should I raise the prices? Oh my God, you guys have no idea how good this is. I'm not shitting you. So good. Should we raise the prices? Maybe I should. No, someone said CNN Dom is free. No. CNN Dom was not free. You guys know. Can you guys please explain to the person, find the person who said CNN Dom was free. Let me explain something to you who said CNN Don was free. That is the biggest misinformation that you ever have put there. CNN Don was not free. As a matter of fact, CNN makes their money through subscribers. They call them subs, and that is people who pay for cable. So when I was paying for cable, my cable bill was $200-300. That's free to you? My cable bill was $200 or $300. And then finally I cut the cord, and now I have YouTube, and now I have either direct TV or direct whatever. You're paying for all of that. There is nothing free. If you are getting to, maybe if you have rabbit ears and you have an antenna, maybe you're paying, but if you have a rabbit ear and antennas, you're not getting CNN. And even if you're watching CNN online, you're paying for that. You got to pay for it. You have to pay for memberships as well. I cut cable 2 years ago, says Rachel White. Right. CNN is not free, says Tioni. Thank you very much. Tune in free. Are you kidding me? Not. And you can't get it. Sometimes people think that, oh, I'm going to go here and I'm going to get cable. Someone said my cable bill was $384. My cable bill was $447. I pay $200 a year. Are you so? Come on now. CNN was not free. You were paying more to see me on CNN than you are paying now. Way more. Way more. Y'all school them in the comments. CNN is still on? Question mark. Someone say, okay now. Thank you, Ursula Ruiz. Thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to all of our new members. And I'm going to shout you out. Let me shout you out before I get to this, because this is important. Our membership is important. Cassandra Middingal, welcome to the Elimination. Who else is here? Cassandra's here. Elizabeth Portraits, welcome to the Elimination. Welcome to the Elimination, Yolanda Reddick. Thank you very much. The Gray Mauser 12, welcome to the Lemon Nation. Wow, look at all this. Okay, I said Yolanda. I got the Gray Miser. Then we have Valerie Johnson, MS. I guess it's in Mississippi. Hi, Valerie Johnson. Thank you for your very generous support. And because of Chantel's ZP's generosity, 5 people get to become members of the Elimination. So thank you. Have you hit the thumbs up? Yeah. If you're watching us on TikTok, make sure you smash the screen, smash the hearts. It's very important to us. If you're watching, look at Tremel Teal. Tremel, thank you. Looking good, Don. My coffee costs $2 to make, by the way. Thank you very much. And even if you make coffee at home, you're still buying that coffee and paying for it. So thank you, Tremel. Thank you, all of you. If you're watching us on Instagram, hello, follow us. You can come over to YouTube, guys. You're watching us on Instagram or Facebook. You can come over to YouTube. Your comments are up on the screen. You get to be a part of the program. We answer them. Facebook is up on the screen, but you get to see the full frontal show if you're watching us on YouTube. Okay, you get to see the whole thing. Do you get to see the whole thing on Instagram? You do, right?
Yeah, you do.
Right? You see the whole thing, but we don't get Instagram comments, do we, Nikki?
No, they're not supported.
Oh man, Instagram. So you got to come over to YouTube if you want your comments on. Okay, and then but TikTok, we cannot show you the full show because we get in trouble for running clips, all kinds of things. The algorithm and the AI on TikTok is so sensitive, we can't even say the R word. We have to say grape. We can't even say the blurter word with an M. Can't even say that. You have to say unalive. It's hard to do, very difficult to do the news on TikTok. And TikTok is which is so odd because most people are getting some of their news from TikTok. And it's hard to report facts when you can, especially like reporting on the Diddy trial. I got 2 restrictions yesterday because of it. I was up to like 4,000, sort of, what do you call it, concurrent or something on TikTok. And then I got a restriction and it went down to like 800. It is so freaking frustrating because it's not like we're promoting or condoning these things. We're simply reporting the news. Can you guys complain to TikTok? And so YouTube, thank you very much. Tawana Ware, we can do it on YouTube. YouTube has some restrictions as well. And YouTube won't kick us off. Sometimes TikTok will just kick us off. You're like, wait a minute. And then we have to call them and or text them or email them and saying, hey, we're reporting the news. And then they go, oh, we're really sorry. It was an overly aggressive AI or blah, 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 blah. And then but still the folks don't get it. Oh, there's an idiot over on, by the way, this guy, I'm going to have to do it myself. Mods, can you ban this guy? Block. Let me block this mother effer. Okay. There we go. Done. Okay. So by the way, that guy again has been blocked, guys. You don't even have to tell me. Blocked. Okay. So anyways, they will not on YouTube. They won't kick us off or whatever, unless we do something really egregious, which we don't. But they will, what do you call it, Nikki? They will not minimize.
Demonetize. It's just a matter of limiting ads.
Limiting ads. Like, so they'll say some of our advertisers are not, or people or sponsors won't be happy with some of the content. It's not appropriate. So then they'll sort of limit our reach among sponsors, that sort of thing. So there you go. Yeah. So whatchamacallit, guys, can you, take a look for this guy and keep blocking him because he's an ass. Okay. I don't mind people who disagree with us, but like for people who are coming on just to troll, not going to happen. So let me know, moderators, mods, if that's a problem. By the way, okay, so here we go. How far are we into now? So since we're this far in, I may as well do, before I get to what I want to talk about. Thank you, guys. Sometimes I just need to vent. Is that okay? I just need to talk to you guys like human beings instead of just coming on rattling off the news and what we're doing. I like to just talk to you guys, if that's okay. Okay, is that cool? Yeah, we love the trolls. Thank you. As a matter of fact, you know what? If you want to, maybe we should leave the trolls, because even the troll people, it affects the algorithm. And if you keep, the more that you keep posting, the better it is, especially on TikTok, because then you're not offending me. You're just helping the algorithm. And then I just get more revenue share. So thank you for adding to my money that TikTok sends me. So thank you, whoever that person is on TikTok. It's great. We love it. Okay, so let me just tell you about these few things and then we'll get to it, okay? So support from comes from Wild Alaskan for today's show, comes from Wild Alaskan, the Wild Alaskan Company. You guys know how I feel about fish. I love the fish. I love eating fish. I told you I had it twice last night. We had some here, and then we went to the Wegmans, and there's like a new restaurant there and a sushi place, and I had more fish. But I often question like how healthy fish is, what's in it, all of those things. So when was the last time you had truly good seafood? You had truly good fish, right? Brought right to your home. I used to question that all the time, from nutrition to taste to sustainability, until I discovered Wild Alaskan Company. Wild Alaskan Company is the best way to get wild, caught, perfectly proportioned, nutrient-dense seafood delivered directly to your door, so that you don't have to go to the doctor, to your door. So trust me, you haven't tasted fish that is this good. Wild Alaskan is 100% wild caught, never farmed. This means there are no antibiotics, no GMOs or additives, just clean, real fish that support healthy oceans and fishing communities. I love to support healthy oceans. You guys know what's happening with the oceans. Lots of plastics, lots of pollutants and toxins, and we don't need that, okay? Their fish is frozen right off the boat to lock in taste, texture, and nutrients like omega-3s. Wild caught from Alaska, every order supports sustainable harvesting practices, and your membership delivers flexible shipments, expert tips, and truly feel-good seafood, okay? So my favorite is cod. I've been telling you that. It's risk-free, 100% money-back guarantee. If you're not completely satisfied with your first box, Wild Alaskan Company will give you a full refund, no questions asked, no risk, and just high-quality seafood. So not all fish are the same. Get seafood that you can trust. Go to wildalaskan.com/lemon for $35 off your first box of premium wild-caught seafood. That's wildalaskan.com/lemon for $35 off your first order. So thanks, Wild Alaskan Company, for sponsoring this episode, okay? And also, just unprovoked. Nobody told me to do this. Just like I told you, we're having another sponsor that come aboard, but can I tell you how good this is? I'm not kidding you guys. You have to try it. It is so good. It's so healthy for blood pressure, all these things. Someone asked me, well, should I do this? And I said, yeah, but look, I'm going to say this, it goes without saying, before you try anything, you check with your doctor. I don't think that your doctor is going to say that anything is bad, 100% natural, like beet juice or whatever, all that stuff, but just check with your doctor. But I love this stuff. I really do love this stuff. So support comes from 120 Life. High blood pressure is the number one risk factor for mortality. 1 in 2 adults has it. That is a 50-50 chance that you're a walking time bomb. My mom has high blood pressure. She takes blood pressure medications. I'm going to get her on 120 Life to see if that helps. Perhaps, I'm not saying that she should, but she'll check with her doctor. Maybe her blood pressure will level out if she does this 120 Life, and we will see. But with her doctor checking on her. So that's what I'm going to do with my mom. Here's the good news, though. You can control your blood pressure naturally without relying on Big Pharma. 120 Life is a blend of great tasting superfruit juices that have been shown to actually help lower your blood pressure. It is not just for high blood pressure. It's also beneficial for other health conditions like diabetes. 120 Life is trusted by healthcare professionals, with hundreds of doctors recommending it to help manage blood pressure naturally. It provides visible, measurable changes in blood pressure. You can use a simple monitor at home, and it can track your progress with all of these things for a limited time. 120 Life. Try it. It can save you up to 20% off. Okay. No, not up to. It will save you 20% off. Just use the code DON at checkout at 120life.com. 120 Life offers a risk-free trial. All of this is risk-free. A risk-free trial with a full refund if you don't see lower numbers in 2 weeks. So go to 120life.com and use the code DON, D-O-N, to save 20%. There's nothing to lose except your high blood pressure number. So go to 120life.com and use the code DON, D-O-N, to save 20% off. Remember, you must use the code DON to get this special offer. This is serious. This is your life that we're talking about, and 120 Life can help. So thank you, 120 Life, for being a sponsor, and thank you, Wild Alaskan. I love both of these products. I use them. And you guys could taste that fish. Woohoo! Okay, let's get to it now. As I said, you guys don't mind, like, if I talk. I need to talk right now. I need to talk. I need people to listen. I need some distractions. And we need to live our lives, okay, while we're here, while we're fortunate enough to be here. Okay, so let's talk about these crazy hearings. Maybe it's good that I didn't start off right away, because I like to ease you into these things. And like, Marjorie Taylor Greene is out of her damn mind, okay? She is the craziest MAGA person, representative, one of the craziest in the Congress. And she can't even get her stuff straight when it comes to photographs. Do we have the one? We have to find the one where she is, where she puts up the wrong picture, where she puts up a doctorate photograph. Do you guys have that one? We'll put that one up. But this is her when she is in charge of whatever committee that she's on. This is the Michigas. That is Marjorie Taylor Greene. Here it is.
Lady's time has expired.
I also want to acknowledge
the gentle lady's time has expired. I now recognize
do we not have a
Miss McLean from Michigan.
Point of order.
Allocated
You took a minute of my time, wasting my time on a non-point of order. The gentle lady's time has expired. I now recognize
was not running during the
Miss
point
McLean
of order.
from
Point of
Your
Michigan.
time was not wasted. And to the trans
I now
community,
recognize
we
Miss McLean
stand
from-
with you, with the
Madam.
LGBTQ plus community. We stand with you, and you can
Madam
break
Chair.
my eardrums all you want, Madam Chair, but we stand with the LGBTQ plus community, and you can gavel me till
Order. This
come
hearing
home
will
and it
come to
won't
order.
stop it.
This hearing will come to order.
Madam
You
Chair, I
will
have a
This
question.
hearing will come to order.
Madam Chair, I
This
just-
hearing will come to order. I now
a
recognize
point of order.
Ms. McLean
I
from
just
Michigan.
have a point of order.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me tell you,
Madam Chair,
Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh my gosh. She can never, ever really keep it together. And she's, I think, one of the most outrageous people in Congress. And I told you that these hearings are just ridiculous, right? I told you that it was ridiculous. And who would ever put her on a committee? Who would ever put her in charge of a committee? Like, why on earth would they ever make her in charge of a committee? This Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, there was, she wanted to enter something into the record, a couple of things that she wanted to enter into the record, right? I have something with her. There's a Marjorie Taylor Greene, guys, and Dan Goldman that I mentioned. I want you guys to get that one as well. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Dan Goldman going at it, both of them. I saw it on YouTube, regarding information that she wanted to put into the record, and that she's not understanding what evidence and facts are. But then Marjorie Taylor Greene also, because she is MAGA, because she has a MAGA brain, she doesn't understand, like most of the MAGA folks, she doesn't understand that you have to fact check things, and that everything you see on the internet and that everything that you hear or read about, and especially the stuff that you hear about from MAGA, she doesn't understand that most of it is not real, because she lives in a fantasy world. So here is Marjorie Taylor Greene getting punking herself. It's a self-own. Here it is.
Here displayed behind me is the post that Mr. Lefelt put up. Mr. Lefelt came in here today saying that this is game day.
One moment, a point of order, please,
You're
Madam Chair.
not. Okay,
Madam
what is
Chair,
yours?
I have a point of order. The document that you have up behind you is a misrepresentation of the actual post. It appears that you're trying to misrepresent a witness here who you use subpoena powers against.
This is not Miss Stansbury. Miss Stansbury, this is not a point of order.
Actual picture.
Miss Stansbury,
that is
you're not
printed and
recognized.
put
Miss
on the
Stansbury,
board
you're not
behind me.
recognized. Miss Stansbury, you are not recognized.
One of these days, that gavel's going to hit her in the head, and she'll be smarter for it. She will be better off.
You are not right. This is not a point of order. Ms. Stansbury, this is not a point of order.
You are misrepresenting what this committee does. You are misrepresenting the witnesses. You are misrepresenting policy. You are misrepresenting...
Ms. Stansbury, you're not recognized. Did you feel you were in a safe environment, free from abuse, when you were told you must compete against a man?
You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. That's real. That is real. Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, it was funny. Him putting the photograph in there is hilarious. But she's self-owned. That is not the picture. And that happens so often. Wait till we get to Kristi Noem. Now, did you find the one with Dan Goldman and Marjorie Taylor Greene? Did you guys find that one? Do you have that one? Where Marjorie Taylor Greene is trying to enter something into the record, and she believes that it is factual, right? Because she heard someone or a judge alleged it at a hearing, but it was never properly adjudicated. Do we have that one or no?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Okay. Let's move on since we talked about Dan Goldman, let's move on to Dan Goldman, who is a congressman. Remember, Dan Goldman also led some of the impeachment hearings against Donald Trump, and Kristi Noem, because Kristi Noem was took to Congress yesterday and this week and had hearings. Pardon me. Kristi Noem did not answer one damn question about anything, nothing at all. I'll get back to Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she answered no questions at all. Okay, so this is Dan Goldman. And they're talking about due process. Here it is.
Stop filibustering.
By gang members of MS-13.
Will you give Mr. Abrego Garcia the due process that the Supreme Court and Judge Wilkinson has required you to give him?
Abrego Garcia is an El Salvador resident who is in his home country. If he were to come back to this country, he would be immediately removed again.
How do you know?
He has received and been treated appropriately,
sir,
and he is not.
How can you say he's been treated appropriately if the Supreme Court has ruled 9-0 that he hasn't been treated appropriately? Why is your opinion better and have more authority than the Supreme Court?
Investigators, 2 judges, an immigration court that all said he was MS-13 and was removed from this country.
But you understand, that is you saying that. That is you saying that.
That is them saying that. This
no.
is investigators and law
that is
enforcement
you
officers
making that
and the case they
determination.
built against him. If you don't
the
trust our law
court
enforcement
has
officers
considered all that.
and
The judge has considered all that,
then
Madam Secretary.
If you
and
don't
if you would be
trust judges,
quiet, because I'm reclaiming my time, you are not following this court order. But let's focus on the court order, because this opinion also says that to facilitate, which the Supreme Court is requiring, is an active verb. It requires that steps be taken. What steps have you taken to return Mr. Abrego Garcia to allow him to get due process?
Abrego Garcia is in his home country.
What steps have you taken?
If your continued advocacy for him were to...
I'm not advocating for him. I'm advocating for a court order, Madam Secretary.
She has not answered. He has asked her 2 things. One is that you are alleging this and there's no evidence, right? And then now, what steps are you taking? She isn't answering one question. It's so frustrating. I told you these hearings were off the chain. And these people are getting away with it. They are flouting the powers of the legislative branch. But finally, I think Congress, at least they're having the balls or finding the balls to be able to step up and at least call these people out. And I think it's important, especially for folks like us in independent media, where we have more time to show you exactly, right? Another narcissist sociopath, says Casual Observer, to show you the complete just gall of these people to do what they are doing. So continue on, please.
Secretary, the court order says that you must take steps to follow the court order. You are here under oath. What steps have you taken to return Mr. Abrego Garcia pursuant to this court order?
It's got to be extremely discouraging to be one of your constituents. To see you fight for a terrorist like this and not fight for them is extremely alarming to me.
I'm fighting for due process, and that's under the Constitution.
Gentleman's
and you
time
should
has
fight too for
expired.
due process.
The gentleman's time has expired. I now recognize.
All right, this is outrageous. So what she does is sort of blames him and then tries to guilt him into something that he is not fighting for. Dan Goldman and every member of Congress has said all along, if Abrego Garcia is indeed guilty of what they're saying, then of course he should be deported. But where is the due process to prove that he is actually guilty or innocent of what they're claiming? They have not done it, and they can't explain it. So what is she going to do? What do? You personally attack people when you don't have an answer. Okay? Thank you, TikTok, for sharing the live. I love it. Continue to share the live. All of you, as many folks on TikTok as possible. And for you, wherever you're watching or following us, continue to share the live. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so Marjorie Taylor Greene, very similar. Bullshit after that, after all these things, they want to add some bullshit to the mix. Marjorie Taylor Greene and Dan Goldman.
On your watch.
Gentleman's time has expired. I now recognize.
Mr. Chairman, sorry. I ask unanimous consent to enter for the record. One of our colleagues had asked if there was evidence if the so-called Maryland man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, was MS-13. According to the Attorney General of the United States, she posted that the evidence shows Kilmar Abrego Garcia has repeatedly been identified as a member of MS-13 by a Maryland County Police Gang unit, which I introduced for the record, a reliable confidential informant, ICE officers, an immigration judge agreed, and an appellate board agreed.
Without.
So you have, is that a court order?
Objection.
Well, I object.
No, she can put anything she wants in the record. It does. She's not complying.
Seriously, I hate to call people dumb, but let's just call a spade a spade. She's dumb. This person said that this person okay, let me explain how this works. So they get Abrego Garcia or whoever, right? And they deport him. And then they find a judge somewhere to say, well, we think that this is what is said. Or they find someone somewhere to say, this person is this. We believe, not as this, not that it's been adjudicated, not that they've been found guilty of it, but this is what we believe. And then she wants to enter it into the record as if it is fact. And Dan Goldman is trying to explain to her exactly what due process is, and she can't understand what it is. And he's like, what do you do? Is this like, is it an affidavit? Is it a legal document? Or is it just you alleging it, or you finding someone else who is alleging it? She is so fucking dumb. It's unbelievable. How is this woman a member of Congress? Keep going.
To your request, Mr. Goldman.
She asked for unanimous consent.
Okay, so you're objecting to her putting that into the record?
I am objecting subject to a clarification. Is that a court order that establishes that he's a member of MS-13?
An immigration judge agreed that he was MS-13.
For bail purposes.
Bail purposes.
Agreed.
Stand by, please. Oh my God. Like, have you ever, seriously, when people say don't ever argue with an idiot, have you ever argued with an idiot where you're like, man, that is not evidence, right? That isn't evidence. She doesn't understand what evidence is, and she doesn't understand what due process is. And same thing, Kristi Noem understands. She's a governor. I'm sure she understands. She just doesn't want to answer the question because Donald Trump won't like her answer. And wait till you get to the one about Abrego Garcia and the tattoo. That one, wait till you see that one. Anyway, let's continue with Marjorie Idiot Greene.
Hold on.
A judge.
Everybody pause. We're going to let one person talk at a time. You ask a question. Answer the question, please.
According to the Attorney General of the United States, she informed the country that an immigration judge agreed that your Maryland man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, is MS-13. An appellate board agreed. ICE officers
are misstating
agreed.
what the
reliable
Mr. Goldman,
informant.
the clock is not yours right now. She has the floor. Please continue answering the question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A Maryland County
She's not answering the question, sir.
No, she's going to answer the question, and then you can object to her answer.
Make sure that she answers the question?
Finish answer. You just said, please finish your answer.
A Maryland County Police gang unit agreed that he's MS-13.
Oh my
A
God.
reliable confidential informant agreed that he's MS-13. ICE officers agreed that he's MS-13. An immigration judge agreed that he's MS-13. An appellate board agreed that Kilmar Abrego Garcia, your Maryland man, is MS-13.
Okay, pause. You're Maryland manned. Unless there's a new one. I'm going to come up with that. You're manned. You know how people say mans? I'm going to come up with you're manned. You're manned. All right, look. Again, she doesn't. So all of these things that she's saying, go with me, guys, here. And especially if there are some legal people and attorneys in there. This is what due process is for. You take that information that you're saying right there, and you take it to the court, and you say, we would like to deport him on the basis of this. And they would say, well, what is your evidence? And they would say, well, this is what someone said from the gang unit. This is the evidence that he was involved in this. He's been arrested for this, blah, 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 blah. That's why you take it to the court. It's called due process. And then the court, adjudicates it, decides whether it goes before whatever. I don't know if it's jury or whatever. But then they look at the evidence and they say, you have enough evidence to do it, or we have enough evidence to proceed further in the court system. He has to be held, or this is enough evidence to deport him. So what she doesn't understand is that she is at the step before due process that must be presented to the courts. I'm just saying. You know when people say dummy? Dumb. Keep going.
Have the floor. What do you want to say?
I object because she is misstating the record and the facts. That is not accurate, and therefore I object to that being introduced. There's
Mr.
can I explain? You let her go on.
You go ahead.
There is no final court order establishing that he's a member. Maybe he is. So you should put all that evidence before a judge, and if he is MS-13, he should be deported. That's what we're talking about, but you're misstating what all of that evidence is.
No, I think I'm going to make a point here. You basically just read what the Attorney General said, correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't assert that this was a court order, did you? Did you assert that this was a court order?
I read
She just said, as she's saying it's a court order, and he said it needs to be a court order. Both of them. Oh my gosh. Anyways, all right. But wait till we get to Kristi Noem. There's more. Wait till you get to Kristi Noem and she talks about Abrego Garcia, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Just ridiculous. In the meantime, I want you to go with me here because today's sponsor, today's show has a support from Beam, B-E-A-M. This is a Beam, B-E-A-M. Okay. So look, you got to be rested. I am in a better mood because I am rested, because I got sleep, because I took my Beam drink last night, which is also natural. But again, I always tell you to check with, who your doctor, check with whatever professional, but I need to get the sleep. Okay. And because of this madness that we are reporting on right now, they want to wear you down. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Kristi Noem, all of them, we'll get to Robert Kennedy in a second. What they're trying to do is they're trying to wear us all down. So where we don't understand and confuse us about due process or whatever. And if you don't have enough sleep, if you're not rested enough, you will be bogged down in the wearing you down process. That's why I turned to Beam's Dream Powder, a natural sleep blend designed to help you get the deep restorative rest your body and mind need to stay in the fight. Here's the thing that I didn't know, because Tim has been so nice. He's been making my dream powders or whatever every night, the Beam powders. And so we've been doing the chocolate one. I didn't realize there's a whole nother flavor. There are other flavors. Okay. So science-backed ingredients like reishi, magnesium L-theanine, apigenin, melatonin. Dream, what am I talking about? Dream helps you fall asleep, stay asleep, wake up ready to organize, resist, to raise hell without the fog or the crash. I'm not foggy. I'm not crashed. If I take a sleeping pill, I am foggy all the next day. Since I started using Dream, my focus has come back. My energy has returned. I am ready to face the day, ready to stand up for the things that matter. And I'm not only the only one. Beam's Dream Powder has improved over 17.5 million nights of sleep for people all across the country. It tastes great. It is smooth. You just down it a little warm water in a glass. So right now, Beam is offering up to 40% off for the best-selling Dream Powder for my listeners, okay? Limited time. It is a limited time offer and the perfect way to overcome that exhaustion and stay in the fight every day. Go to shopbeam.com and use the code LEMON to check out. That's shopbeam.com/lemon and use the code LEMON for up to 40% off. Sleep well, wake up ready. The fight continues. Also, the show today is sponsored by a very important sponsor, and that is BetterHelp.com. I've told you about BetterHelp. I told you at the beginning of when the show started, when I first started streaming today, about how I'm going to get my mom to do it, about how I had my therapy session yesterday online with my therapist. It was amazing. That's why I'm in such great spirits today, considering everything that's happening in my life. May is mental health awareness month. So I encourage everyone to take care of your well-being, your mental well-being. Okay. Break the stigma. There is nothing wrong with seeking therapy. Okay. So, often seeking out therapy can help you with a monumental task. Finding time and money for therapy can be a real barrier. But BetterHelp is there to work with you. BetterHelp's therapy is fully online, making it far more accessible, affordable, and convenient than a lot of in-person therapy services. I mean, right after this, if I want to call up my therapist and say, are you available, or a text or whatever, and they're available, boop, pop on, and there you are. They have served more than 5 million people worldwide. BetterHelp has over 10 years experience matching people with the right therapist for their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists. So you can change therapists at any time. With BetterHelp, therapies within reach, your mental health is worth it. And with today's divisive and overwhelming environment, taking care of yourself has never been more important. So BetterHelp, we're all better with help. Okay. BetterHelp.com/DonLemon. Go there. Get 10% off your first month. That is BetterHelp.com/DonLemon. You will get 10% off your first month. I always say, what do you have to lose? Nothing. All of this is risk-free. All right. So thank you to our sponsors. Okay. Now let's get to the Kristi Noem of it all. Where should we start with Kristi Noem? How about we start Kristi Noem trying to answer a question about Kilmar Abrego Garcia and remember that whole rigmarole about the tattoo and the fingers, and trying to explain to Donald Trump that the numbers were actually not tattoos. He was like, no, he had MS-13 on his fingers, like an idiot. No, he had MS-13 on his fingers. And they're like, no, you idiot. He did not have MS-13 on his fingers. They were put there to explain. He didn't get it. Anyway, Kristi Noem knows that he is a dummy. He has been telling them that MS-13 was on the fingers. He believed it. And since he's been saying it publicly, they can't go against him because he will fire her. He'll get mad. All right. So here she is. She can't answer the question in the hearing. Check it out.
Madam Secretary, you have an important job. I think you have one of the most important jobs in the cabinet. Thank you for doing it. I want you to have credibility and be taken seriously as you do the job. And so I want to put to rest this question about Mr. Garcia in this photo that the president posted on April 21. Madam Secretary, you agree that the letters MS and the number 13 in Times Roman numeral font, that they are doctored on this photo, right?
Watch.
Congressman Abrego Garcia.
No, I'm just asking about this photo.
It wasn't based off of tattoos. It was based off an entire case.
And I'll accept that
case against him.
For the purpose of this question. You agree, though, that this is doctored. Is that right?
The same protocols that are
Madam
applied
Secretary,
to every
I want you to have
with
credibility,
law
and
enforcement.
I want you to be taken seriously. Is this doctored or is it not doctored?
I am taken quite seriously.
Is it
because
doctored or not
doctored?
Pause. She won't answer the question. You are right, Davida Macklin. She won't answer the question, and watch. It's going to go to a personal attack again because she does not have an answer for the question. You're right. Whoever in the chat said the answer is yes or no. And she won't answer. because she can't answer, because then she makes Donald Trump look like even more of an idiot than he is. Keep going.
Has given me to do
I understand.
my job.
Is it doctored or
One
not
thing
doctored?
that's important to remember is that every single time a case is built,
Madam
against
Secretary, I have a
individuals
7-year-old,
in
a
the same
6-year-old, and a
protocols.
3-year-old. I have a bullshit detector. I'm just asking you, is this doctored or not doctored?
Sir, the protocols in the case built against
Can you
Abrego
answer the
Garcia
question?
were exactly the same.
Madam
I
Secretary,
don't have
you're-
any knowledge as to that photo you're pointing to.
Okay, can you
I
take
don't,
her,
sir.
can you show her the photo? Walk her the photo down there. No, that one. Please take a look at this photo. It was tweeted by the president on April 21. It's been hanging out there for about a month.
So what is your point?
My question is the numbers and the letter MS-13. Could you look at the photo, please? It's right in front of
Are
you.
you saying Abrego Garcia is not a wife
No,
beater?
no,
Here we
ma'am.
go.
That he's not
Here we
a
go.
criminal?
Here we go.
He's not a
Here we go.
human trafficker, and he's not a member of MS.
You vouched for Mr. Garcia when
You're
your team
vouching for
said,
a man
ma'am, you
that
vouched
is a
for him when
known
you said he was
violent
mistakenly deported.
Sir,
I didn't vouch for him.
I did not say
In that
He
photo,
should have been deported. Absolutely.
It's so
There was
telling
never
that
a
you
mistake
won't look at the
deport him,
photo.
and we will not be bringing
Was
him
it
back to this
doctored or
country.
not?
In staying here, if
Can
he
you
comes
look to
back
your
the
right
country, he
at
would
the
be
photo in
leaving
front
right
of you?
away.
Madam Secretary, can you look to the right at the photo in front of you?
I have seen this
Okay.
photo as you held it behind your head.
Thank you. And the letters MS and the numbers 13, are those
Is
doctored
this your
or
entire
not?
testimony today is on a doctored photo? You
Oh
don't want to
my
talk about
God.
the facts?
Okay,
The
so you-
importance of our national security?
You acknowledge it was
Do
doctored.
to make sure that the United States is protected?
Madam
and
Secretary,
from
this is not a
violent
hard question.
criminals?
Are those doctored or not?
Sir,
Is that actually on his hand or not?
This is unbelievable to me that you're focused.
It's unbelievable
on a
to me
photo
that you can't
think-
look at the photo and tell the
I
American
looked at
people.
the photo, but I don't have any knowledge as to this photo.
Okay, so it's been hanging out there for 4 weeks. You are one of the chief law enforcement officials in the country. What have you done to investigate whether the president misrepresented the reason that that person has been detained?
Sir,
have
we
you
spend our
done
time-
anything to try and figure out whether that was doctored or not?
The mission of the Department of Homeland Security is to secure our nation and to make sure that we're out there going after those that are the worst of the worst, the criminals, the bad actors. Abrego
Yes.
Garcia.
So the answer is
a
you've done
known
nothing to
terrorist,
correct the
member
president.
of MS-13, a wife
Okay.
beater and a human trafficker that should never have been in this country to begin with.
So, Madam Secretary, thank you, Mr. Burnett.
Oh my God. How embarrassing is that? She did not answer the question. Is it doctored or not? I can't believe that you are. Is it doctored or not? Do you not want dangerous people off the streets? Is it doctored or not? I have no knowledge of that. Wait a minute. You deported the man. You're the Secretary of Homeland Security. He's been out there for a month. You heard the president talk about it in interviews. He actually brought it up and held it in the White House himself up to a camera. And you don't know whether it's doctored or not? You have no knowledge of it? You don't know? She knows. She knows. This is Robert Garcia, who's a representative, again, on Kristi Noem, talking about, remember the gay man who was deported and they said he was a gang member, no due process, and there's no evidence that he's a gang member. No answer for that one as well. Here it is.
Now, Madam Secretary, you've heard this case today, but I have to speak about it one more time. I think it's really important. This is Andrew Romero. He had an appointment to come to this country to claim asylum. We gave him that appointment. The United States government gave him his asylum appointment. He comes for his appointment. He passes a credible fear interview. He's a gentle person as described by his family. He's openly gay. He was leaving his country for persecution of being gay. He did everything right, claimed asylum, that was legal. And then we sent him to a dangerous prison at the border with no due process. There are claims about his tattoos. He has his parents' names on his tattoos and 2 crowns that relate to a festival back in his hometown. We are paying to lock this young gentleman up forever. What I would ask is the ambassador in El Salvador, we have asked for proof of life of Andrew. He has had no access to lawyers or family since he has been taken over a month now. No one knows if he's even alive. His mother just wants to know if he is alive. So my ask to you, Madam Secretary, is the same that I asked the ambassador. Can we do a proof of life check on Andrew just to see if he is alive?
Congressman, we are utilizing the tools that Congress has given us to apply due process to individuals.
God.
We are doing that for every person, and we are making sure that we're following what you have
That's a
given
lie,
us
by
as
the
far as
way. That's a lie, by the way. No due process, and they're not doing everything they can to follow the rules. Okay, first of all, it's a lie. Why can't they just answer a direct question? Like most people would say, yes, we will do our best to make sure to see if he is alive. A mother deserves that. Any human being deserves that. Keep going.
Guidance and how things should be implemented.
Would you commit to just letting his mother know, as a mother to mother, if Andrew is alive? He was given an asylum appointment by the United States government. We gave him an appointment. We said, Andrew, come to the border at this time to claim asylum. He was taken to a foreign prison in El Salvador. His mother just wants to know if he is alive. Can we check and do a wellness check on him?
Our asylum applications are different than the granting of asylum, and I don't know the specifics of this individual case. This individual is in El Salvador, and the
She
appeal
doesn't
was best
know
made
the
to the
specifics of
president
the
and to the
case.
government.
Again, she is pulling a Donald Trump. I don't know. She knows the specifics of the case, and it's been in the news. And it is her job to know the specifics of the case rather than going out and playing FBI Barbie or Border Patrol Barbie or whatever it is she's cosplaying. It is her job to know these things. And she's saying she doesn't know. Keep going.
Government of El Salvador on this.
We've
This
made
is
that
not under my jurisdiction. And
Madam Secretary, you have said that that CCOT in El Salvador is one of the tools in the toolbox that you have. You have said that and has been quoted as saying that. You and the president have the ability to check if Andrew is alive and if not being harmed. Would you commit at least into looking and asking El Salvador if he is alive?
This is a question that's best asked to the president and the government of El Salvador.
And I think you know very well that you could ask that question. What you are choosing to do, Madam Secretary, is disregard this young man's life, this young man's family, who was given an appointment by the United States. I think it is shameful that you won't even request to see if this young man is alive. His family has no idea, has no access to lawyers. I would hope that we would have the humanity to just check if this young man is okay. With that, I yield back. It's shameful.
Won't answer. And it is shameful. And let me just show you how disrespectful the Republicans are. How disrespectful they are of the Republicans in Congress now. And they're MAGA. We can just call them MAGA. I want you to just pay close attention to this conversation with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and how she is treated. But, don't sleep on her. Watch.
We'll yield to the gentlelady.
Thank you. In terms of some of the exemptions, pregnancy is covered, correct?
May I interrupt? I'm glad you're addressing us instead of speaking to the camera.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Pregnancy is covered, correct? Yes. As an exemption? I have a question. Given the Dobbs decision and the fact that many women in many states are forced to be
All right,
carrying.
I'm gonna have to stop. I'm gonna reclaim my.
Okay.
my-
What about
reclaiming my time.
miscarriage?
Thank you.
What about miscarriage?
I'm reclaiming my time. Thank you. I just want to make the point that we'd like for you to address the Republicans and let's have a dialogue
Okay.
this way and not to a camera. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
But
The gentleman yields back.
But I'm asking the question. What about a miscarriage?
The gentleman
I'm
yields
trying to
back.
engage in the way that the gentleman.
The lady is
requested.
out of order. The gentleman yields back.
Oh, so
The
we don't want
chair,
to answer
is
for
there
women having
someone on the
miscarriages and
Democratic
bleeding out in
side
parking
who
lots.
looks
Okay.
to be recognized?
I will yield.
Thank you so much. And speaking of where we are addressing and who we are addressing, there are 13.7 million Americans on the other side of that screen right there. Hello? Hello. I'm talking to you because I work for you. And they deserve to see what is happening here. Because there are plenty of districts, including Republican ones, where 25% of your constituents are on Medicaid. 40% of your constituents are on Medicaid. And yes, I am
Will the gentlelady yield?
I am talking to them, and I will not yield because it was a terribly disrespectful comment, and I will not yield to disrespectful men. Thank you very much.
Boom. Right? Exactly. Boom. And by the way, he later apologized for that because he knew that she was absolutely 100% right. So look, that is what's going on behind the scenes. Where when the Trump folks and when Donald Trump and all of those guys are, talking about airplanes and accepting airplanes and all those things and meeting, with state sponsors of terror or sponsors of terrorism, are deciding that they should be gifting airplanes to the United States and thus to Donald Trump. All of those things, the Gulf of America of it all of those distractions have real life consequences sometimes and need to be reported on. But that is what's happening behind the scenes. They are all of this stuff, their distraction, all of the press conferences, all of the fighting, all of that. And then the folks who are in Congress, I do have to say, are dealing with the real issues that Americans are facing. And they're standing up right now. It may not be 100% of what you want, but they are standing up right now. So there you go. But just quickly before we go, this is a little funny moment that I would like to leave you with. Okay, so I want everybody to check this out. When I said don't sleep on Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and don't sleep on the American people, because sometimes, look, this is your job. You take lots of recesses. You leave town when everyone's like, wait a minute, why aren't you still working? The government is shutting down. And then when you got to work those late hours, they get to you. Watch this.
Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore. Mr. Moore, no.
Offering contraceptive care would have to increase their capacity to provide these services by 56%.
Look to the right of your
or
screen.
an additional 1 million contraceptive clients. Health department sites offering contraceptive care would have to increase their capacity to provide the services by 28%, or 344,000 contraceptive clients.
And there you go. Some good things are happening and some bad things are happening. Okay, everybody. Look, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the thumbs up. All right. It was a great show. I love showing all the craziness that's happening in those hearings. Those hearings are out of control, and we're going to continue to follow all of it. So again, like, thumbs up. Make sure you make sure you become a member. So welcome to all of the members. I want to just welcome some of the new members real quick. Thank you so much, Valerie Johnson, for your generous support of independent media. Welcome, Bridget, to the Lemon Nation. Welcome to Bicone56. Welcome to the Lemon Nation. Welcome, Matthew Thompson, to the Lemon Nation, and welcome Rebecca Conklin to the Lemon Nation as well. Because of Rebecca, I know Rebecca. Because of Rebecca's generosity, 50 people get to become members of the Lemon Nation. So, guys, we'll see you back here live at 5 p.m. Eastern. Our live show, the Don Lemon Show, Lemon Live at 5 will be with you at 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay? Until then, turn the TV off. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never, ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.